my Taurus babies, what's happening? This is EJ from Taurota Tarot. Oh, let me make sure my door's closed. Amen. When I can hear my voice echoing beneath my balcony, I know my door is open. So now it's closed. That's better. This is going to be your weekly update, Taurus. This is going to be from tomorrow, the 17th. We're going to roll on through to Tuesday, the 25th. This is a rest period, Taurus. Just be thankful. Yes, Mercury just went retrograde this morning. Late last night, early this morning, however you want to look at that. This is going to be a rest period. It's also going to be reflection. The card that came up before this was heartache and loss. But it's not about you going through the heartache and loss. The retrograde period is just going to put some things, I would put it akin to watching an old movie of yourself. And this is the universe's way of kind of showing you where you've grown. There may still be some areas of where you need to continue growing. Always that, but just some areas that maybe need to be highlighted. So you may be coming in contact with not just former lovers, ex-husbands, ex-girlfriends, ex-wives, blah, 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 but maybe some of the people around them, sisters, brothers, in-laws, that kind of shit. They may be the ones responsible for triggering any kind of reverie you might be having or going through. Don't let the energy stick. Don't get caught up in certain instances from the past because you maybe haven't thought about it for a while, maybe haven't fully healed from a situation. Don't dwell in this energy. The universe is really trying to do you the favor and show you where you have grown. That was the other card that popped up, the awareness card. I'm not going to be surprised if it shows up. Let's see what we got going on. Passion ignited and balance. Okay? And this is a reminder, I do my cards straight up. I don't do reversals. So for tomorrow, we got the authority card. For Tuesday, the I want or the sacral chakra. For Wednesday, wisdom. Thursday, partnerships and alliances. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, centerpiece, material and spiritual prosperity. Saturday, conflict and defeat. Sunday, discontent and boredom. Monday, foundation and achievements. Next Tuesday pulls the fertility card. So from this deck, front end of your overall energy, the Fool, back end, the Knight of Cups, on top of the Balance. Authority is pulling the Hangman. Sacral chakra is pulling the Hermit. Wisdom, well, pulling the Crazy card, the High Priestess. Partnerships and alliances is pulling the Two of Wands. Material and spiritual prosperity, pulling the Six of Cups. Conflict and defeat, pulling the Nine of Cups. Discontent and boredom, pulling the Two of Cups. Foundation and achievements, pulling the Four of Wands. Fertility, pulls the King of Swords. It's a rest week, but it's also an emotional and mental week. I'll just say it like that. You have 1, 2, 3, 4 major cards on the board, so whatever is going on right now is going to have some type of impact. Front end of your overall energy, the Fool with the passion ignited. Those of you that are in the re-stage, rekindling a relationship, renewing a relationship, another word, transforming a friendship into a relationship. Any of that is right here. That's where all that energy is coming from. And it's about you taking the risk for this passion. A lot of you are feeling like this is it, but it's because there's so many unknowns for a lot of you. It feels like a big risk, like a big giant step. And if you're not paying attention to your balance, you could, whoops, fall in with the gators. So then there's no mistake that on your bottom end of your overall energy, the balance card is here with the Knight of Cups. And it's that emotional, you know, you may be taking it to somebody or they may be bringing it to you. However that goes, what matters here, and that it's in your overall energy and it's on the table, so it's in play for everything. It's about keeping your balance. So in part, I had to wipe my lens. It was looking a little dirty. Okay, that's better. In part, it's about staying in balance, Taurus. Like I said, you're going to be going through this little review period for about 3 weeks with Mercury retrograde, things coming to you, and some of this is on the board. Don't get stuck anywhere, and a good acrobatist, if you will tell you one of the things that they know, and one of the reasons they stay up on the high wire. What's the family? I think the Flying Walindas. Check them out if you don't know who they are. The last name is Walinda. The Flying Walindas. They do all of this stuff, and they're a big family, an old family that have been in this business for a very long time. But if you catch any of their interviews, which are rare, but they're there, the thing is to keep moving. If you stop and you think about what you're doing, yeah, it's about time to fuck up and fall over. So the object here is to maintain your balance and keep going forward, even though the energy may feel like it's trying to drag you down through just the icy cold depths of the water and the mud. Keep moving forward. Just keep doing it. I know there's been more of that kind of energy for us recently than not, but it's the same thing. Just keep moving. Review. Do the review. This is review time. Be thankful. Those of you that are in new relationships, show show gratitude for that. Definitely. Don't. That's a part of the whole balance thing. Show gratitude. Keep that balance and show gratitude for what you have. The new, the old, all of it. Because the old is what got you to this point to get something new. Hello. Just saying. So you have to be grateful and show gratitude for all of it. When we get to tomorrow's energy with the Hangman on top of the Authority, you may need to change your perspective. Those of you that are in business in particular, you may need to change your perspective on some things, or there may have been some recent changes. This is long-term, big-time stuff here, but this is really resonating back about you becoming the authority on those changes and that perspective change. Those of you in relationships, there's a little bit here, and again, Taurus, you it. I'm sorry, you just it. But you may be the one in the relationship to have to articulate the change. Sometimes we don't talk about changes in relationships. We just go with the flow and we don't say anything, and that's where 90% of our problems come from. So you, Taurus, may need to be the one to say something if you feel like there's something in your relationship that needs to change or that is changing. And it's not that your partner is not paying attention, it's just that they're just kind of going with it, and especially with newer relationships. So you may need to be a little more articulate when you're making changes, you're looking at changes, talking about changes, and not just talking about them in general, getting into some detail. When we get to Tuesday's energy with the I want, or the sacral chakra, and the Hermit card on top, taking some time to yourself to think about what you really want and what's going to help you stand in your sun. Y'all see that yellow? And not compromise everything. That's what this is all about right here. And so this is major. You need to do this. You need to take a step back and look at what you're sacrificing look at where the compromise may be in any situation, personal, professional, however, whatever is resonating with you. What's going to keep you standing in your light? There may be people asking you to do things, and while it may sound okay, you're getting paid or whatever, what's the real sacrifice on your time? You might be getting paid for it, but is it worth it? So energy here, anytime in the next handful of days, I would definitely start the process, because this is not going to be a one-off thing. Start the process of thinking about every situation really that you're in where people are asking you to make sacrifices and compromise, and really looking at, is that in tune with what you want? Not what they want, what you want. This is all about you, Taurus. Don't get that part twisted. It is all about you. We get to Wednesday with the High Priestess, the crazy lady, and the Wisdom. If she were upside down, we would be talking about short-sightedness and not looking at the long view, and having the wisdom to know when you need to not be so short-sighted and look a little further. There may be things, and this is kind of bouncing off of this, I want what I want, and taking time to reflect on that. This is kind of circling around that wagon with what you know and how you're applying the knowledge, the wisdom, and where are you being short-sighted? Because you may be short-sighted, you may be gypping yourself on something. And again, it's coming right back to this. Maybe somebody is asking you to do something and you just aren't seeing where the long-term benefit of it is. Or you may see that there is no long-term benefit. However that's resonating with you. However it's resonating with you. I'm going to say the energy for Tuesday and Wednesday, any other 2 days for that matter, but for Tuesday and Wednesday in particular, you'll start looking at those things. Like I said, this is not a one-off situation. This is going to be a process that you're going to go through, because this is big life change. I don't see any negative in this really, other than those of you that haven't cleared away garbage. I hate to say it like that, but that's exactly what it is. People draining your energy, people using you and not really compensating you the way they're supposed to. People generally just blowing smoke up your ass and telling you to have a nice day. That group. Some of you may still have some of the dredges in 2019 kind of schlepping along. So this period here is really giving you a chance to look back and look at everything you have going on and make whatever final adjustments you need to make. Once you come out of this retrograde period, boom, bam, bop, gone. When we get to Thursday, most of you, many of you, a lot of you, some of you, however, you have actually manifested what you're looking for in terms of partnerships. And now it's tweaking. Not twerking, tweaking. Looking at the fine-tuned details of maybe what needs to be adjusted. Found a mate, found a partner, spouse, however that's resonating with you. And so now you're kind of getting down to the nitty-gritty and looking at things that maybe need to be adjusted in terms of how you're living your life, where you're living your life, and where is rattling around in my head like a big loud bell. So some of you may be thinking about moving. You may be moving to a beach type situation, a warmer situation than where you are. Others of you may be trying to secure property in a warmer place. However this is resonating, but this is happy, busy energy for all of that. And again, it's a review of, okay, I got this. Now, what needs tweaking? What do I need to do? What do I need to adjust in my own self? And what am I asking my partner? Maybe we'll compromise. And here again, we're talking about compromise. It's good energy, and it's good with this. This is good energy to work with Mercury retrograde in particular, because you're reviewing and you're reassessing and you're looking at, now you're looking at the details. And a lot of times we don't realize that Mercury retrograde slows time down enough for us to do this kind of stuff. I know it sounds crazy, but it's true. When we get to your centerpiece for Friday, material and spiritual prosperity in the Six of Cups, we'll just put it the way it's coming to me. A lot of you are going to start running into these exes. They're going to see a change in you, because this ain't just a material, this is a spiritual too. Many of you that are recently paired up with a new partner, y'all got some kind of different little funky ass kind of glow, and it's kind of cute. Exes circling back around trying to figure out why you wasn't looking like this when you were with them. I wouldn't get into any long, detailed conversations with anybody. I would just be like, hey, how you doing? If you happen to bump into one of these exes that seem to be trying to climb into your cup. And I would make up whatever bullshit ass excuses needed. I gotta go check on my mama. I need to go wash my hair. I gotta go pick up the kids. However that's resonating with you, that's exactly where, but just understand what's going on and that this is your centerpiece. You're here. Fuck it, you're here. Even if you gotta go wipe the walls down and paint them over again, you're here. You can feel that energy. Now it's time for these folks, don't miss your water till your well run dry. Oh, baby, you look good. Yeah. You were not saying that 2 years ago. Hit the dough. And I think many of you are going to take that stance of hit the dough. Leave, miss me with that shit. However, I don't want to hear it. Just know this is a warning that it is coming. The less said, like I'm saying, the better. So if you don't have to get into any long, detailed conversations, whatever appropriate excuse my cell phone broke, I gotta go get it fit, whatever. However it's resonating with you, do it, because this person is just latching on because they can see some changes in you. And while they may not actually see the 14-karat ring on your finger yet, they may not see you roll up in that new BMW, they can feel the change in you. So just be aware of that. They're going to try and climb back in the cup and come up with all kind of sweet-ass excuses about what went wrong the last time. And yeah, just the way I said that is probably the way you need to be looking at them, rolling your eyes and keeping it moving. Just putting it out there. It plays into this review of what you want to compromise, what you're sacrificing, because people from the past kind of highlight that. So if you're dealing with something now, you have a partner, and maybe you're trying to start a project together, you're going to run into your ex and go, well, you know what, your mind can't even focus on that. That's why I'm not with you now. Like I said, the less said, the better, but it's that kind of energy. When we get to Saturday with the conflict and defeat and the Nine of Cups, again, that schlep-ass energy that we're schlepping in from last year. Some of us are still dealing with 2019 energy. It's unfortunate, but it's true. And it happens. It's not anything that you're doing wrong. It's just the way shit goes. And sometimes some of us have to deal with more shit than others. Conflict and defeat has nothing to do with your current circumstances, and just that it's all foggy and misty and shit is indicating to me that this is past and that this is a 9. Come on, work with me, people. So this may be the reflection of past victories, successes, maybe at the beginning of your last relationship, how you felt, and maybe the difference in a deeper connection that you have now with a new person. I'm just saying, it'll have you reflecting on what wasn't working, and that is sitting here next to the Six of Cups on top of the material and spiritual prosperity. It definitely feels like a playback, and somebody just, and again, I said this before I put the cards down, this is review time. And so all these little old scenarios are just going to crop up. This has the energy of maybe a family member or two trying to chime in with their 2 cents. Well, I told you. Okay, that kind of energy. But just notice the balance in this card. Even though he's a little off in the center, it's still some balance here. Even though it's a 9, I know. It's still a level of balance. And so with that, I'm telling you, keep your balance. You're going through all stupid ass shit and talking to people and running into folks at the grocery store, the cleaners, picking the kids up from daycare, however, here they all come. Just keep your balance. And again, the less said, the better. It will bring up the issue of conflict and defeat. Some of you may have some shit tied to an ex, child support, Somebody owes you money, whatever, however that's resonating with you. It'll bring this up, but this is not clearly not the energy that you need to stay in. And just looking at the colors on the board, it's the only blue card on the table. So that blue misty shit replay, do over, look at it again. Don't get stuck in the energy. Don't let what you see or what you hear trouble you. Just know it is for review purposes only. I'll say that. When we get to Saturday or Sunday's energy, I'm sorry, the Two of Cups and the discontent and boredom. It sounds that this, I get the energy, and so I know why the cards put this in front of me, but trying to explain it, I'll be damned. It's not about you being discontent and bored. It's about you not becoming discontent and bored. Two of Cups, blink, blink, blink. It's all happy, happy, happy. So when I see these two, the energy that's coming back, you may be planning a trip, going somewhere, thinking about moving somewhere. And like I said, the discontent and boredom is not about you being discontent and bored, but it's about not becoming discontent and bored, and what you can do in your love relationship to keep from doing that. Again, planning a trip somewhere, maybe even doing a get together with friends just to put a different spin on things so you don't get in a rut. It's not anything that you're trying to do right now, but you're planning for the future. And so while you have this break in time, to kind of think about what you want to do the next 3 months, next 6 months, even as late as fall, where you might want to go or what you want to be doing. Those of you that are thinking about moving, conversations are going to come up. They're going to come up. Just put that out there. They're going to come up. And the discontent and boredom piece comes in with having to wait. Some of you may have to wait for circumstances to change, money to come in, however that's resonating with you. Just know this is relationship related, and this is the future planning, so you don't end up here. Get to next Monday's energy. It's all on track. It is all on track. Look at there. Firm foundation, which in a regular tarot deck and not an oracle deck, this is the happy family card with the rainbow and the whole gang standing outside in front of the house. Oh, and there we go with the Four of Wands moving up. So many of you in your relationships are just going to step it up. Conversations, once again, going back here to the Two of Cups, marriage, living together. And this is the whole kit and caboodle. Blended families, transportation, lunch money, school, college, the whole thing is all packed up in this whole row, actually. This is all packed up right here. So again, going through this review energy, and this is the beginning of the Mercury retrograde. So some of this stuff is going to take you 3 weeks to actually think about, talk about, review, decide what you want to do. So don't feel like you have to be in some big hurry ass rush to get something done. Take the 3 weeks. Fuck it. Take it as time needed. Talk about it. Whatever needs to be discussed. Include the family. This is definitely about your primary relationship and taking it up a notch. Those of you that are single, get your butt out there. Get them lists together. What you want to manifest, and get your butt out there and socialize. And now you want to, with Mercury retrograde, you want to swing back to places you used to go. If they're still open, check on people you haven't seen for a while. There's a door there that could lead to a new relationship. Just putting it out there. When we get to next Tuesday, the fertility with the King of Swords. Okay, so you got this brilliant idea. It's just awesome. Now it's time to get to business and get it together. And however this is resonating with you. If you've decided back here, the beginning of that row with the Two of Cups and discontent and boredom, you decided you're gonna take a trip somewhere. Y'all done came up with this little creative game plan of who's gonna take lunch one day and who ain't. Now it's time to put it into motion. And the Mercury retrograde is not actually a bad time for that kind of thing, because you've done the review process, so now you're gonna put the action behind the review. So this is about buckling down And this is going to kind of go on throughout the rest of the month, just kind of buckling down and okay, we got these goals. We're going to do this and this. And so now this is what we need to do to get that done. It's a good energy to work through, especially in a new relationship, because it gives you something else to focus on besides, oh, baby, you're so beautiful. It just gives you something else to kind of rounds things out. It'll help you see dynamics in your relationship that you may not ordinarily see. That is definitely not a bad thing. Be flexible this week, Taurus. Think about all of your options. Think about the risks that you're taking. Think about what you're sacrificing, what you're compromising, making sure that everything that you're doing is what you want to do and not so much of what somebody else wants to do. You can compromise in that energy if you feel like you're getting the things that you want without giving up too much of what you, or getting back too much of what you don't want. So you can compromise with that as long as you don't feel like you're getting the short end of the stick anywhere. The best thing, especially through this, is to remain in, I'm talking to my partner mode. I probably would keep, like I've been saying, the less said, the better. I probably would be chanting that mantra all the way through Mercury retrograde. You just don't, people are not, if you're doing something new, number one, the energy is such, people are not trying to be understanding right now. With people changing tactics or doing something different, a lot of people are not in that mode. They can't, for whatever reason, move forward and they're just stuck. So just fuck it. Best you can do is work. Hey, how y'all doing? Y'all had a good weekend? Okay, I'm gonna go sit down and do my work. Y'all have a good evening. I'll see you tomorrow. If you can really limit your conversation to those 5, 6, 7 words, that's probably what I would do. People are not, they're not interpreting things. And if you've noticed this year, a lot of people have already been screwing shit up. Mercury retrograde is not going to help that cause at all. So again, the less said, the better. Just kind of move through it as best you can without a whole lot of conversation. Particularly stay away from the gossip. The High Priestess is talking to me. Those of you that got folks at work that like to run their mouth about shit they don't know nothing about, don't get involved. Just don't say shit. Take a funny phone call, fake phone call, play with your Facebook, whatever. But don't get caught up in conversations and situations through this Mercury retrograde period where people want to gossip and talk about folks, because it's going to end up not good and you might be on the not good end of that. Okay, got that out. Let go. Laugh. It's a team effort. Learn. So don't get stuck in this energy. This playback, and I'm gonna call it playback energy for lack of anything else. Let go. Let go and just go with the flow. Don't get stuck on nothing. People may say something that triggers you and you ready to punch somebody square up in their head. Don't do it. It's not worth it. They don't know what they're talking about. You do. Let go. Go through the process. Leave whatever in the past, wish people well, and move on. Take time out to get some funny in while you got this little gap in time. Watch some comedy shows, however that's resonating, Family Guy, whatever turns you on, whatever makes you laugh. Do something. And if you're partnered up, definitely keep it on the funny side, because that'll just help you work through this energy that much better. It's a team effort. So this is, for some of you, something may trigger from some other incident and have you think, oh my God, we didn't do nothing, and we got bored, and da-da-da. Huh? It's a team effort. So don't forget to communicate with your partner, especially the emotional shit. If you're feeling some kind of way, you should be able to tell your partner you're feeling some kind of way. So definitely remember, though, that it's a team effort, and there are two of you and not just you, Taurus. Just saying. Once again, it's a slideshow. A review of what's going on or what's gone on. Maybe for some of you the past 6 months, for others of you the past year or so, just kind of doing a look back. See there what you've learned. Let the universe show you what it needs to show you, and see what you've learned, and see where there are areas maybe that you can learn more without actually having to go through a whole knockdown, drag out thing through a relationship. For most of you that are in newer partnerships, I'm going to say within the last 90 days or so, these partnerships seem to have a lot of longevity to them, and they got deep roots to them. So you're not going to be able to spring something up on your partner and they're going to just disappear. Not for a lot of you, a big cross section of you, I'll say, that's not going to be the issue. Others of you that are in relationships that you're not sure yourself which way you want to go, take the time to learn some things, and check your partner out. If you feel like your intuition is telling you something else is happening, or they're thinking a different kind of way, sit back and study that person. See what they're doing. People's actions will always tell you what's on their mind quicker than whatever they're going to come out their mouth with. So take a step back, study that person, study the situation, and take the retrograde period to learn what you need to learn so you can move ahead. Let's see. I guess I'll do the Rebel cards. That project, that person, that idea is waiting. Get after that shit. The world has your back. This came up, I think, last week. That project, that person, that idea is waiting. Get after that shit. The world has your back. What else we can come up with? Rebel cards are funny but very accurate. You are giving away your power. You are a badass. Act like it. Where's the authority card? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? There it is, right there. You are giving away your power. You are a badass. Act like it. Change your perspective where you need to, and be the badass that you are. Get the fuck outside. Move your ass. Your body is pissed at you. Get the fuck outside. Move your ass. Your body is pissed at you. So those of you that have been just kind of muddling away, and the bottom one is the same. Eat your fucking vegetables. Eat some shit made by Mother Nature. So with that energy, I'm going to say, wow, you've got a break in just day-to-day movement with Mercury retrograde and things slowing down, almost grinding down to a damn halt. Take the time to take care of yourself. Eat the things that you know are good for you. I went and bought some apples the other day. Who knew? Take time for yourself. The Hermit card is on the board somewhere, and if it's on the board, it's at play everywhere. Not just thinking about what you want, but think about what the universe is giving you to work with. And I don't know how many times I can say it. Be grateful and show gratitude as much and as often as you can. The universe will pay you back tenfold, and letting you know that it hears you and that it likes what you got. It'll give you more of it. Try to keep you focused on what it is you want to manifest towards, and what it is that you're working on, and try to leave the outside out of it. I know sometimes that's easier said than done, but this is a perfect opportunity to do that. The energy is telling me such. So take this time, do what you need to do for yourself. Take the time out to get outside, do something fun with your partner, and just kind of roll with the energy. Don't let anybody fuck up your good thing with their bullshit. Don't let anybody fuck up your joy, period, because they're miserable or unhappy. But the best thing to do is get some earbuds and tune their ass out. All right, Taurus, I'm done. I love you. Have a good week. Bye, y'all.